We brought it back and we got peace. There's peace agreement with Egypt. There is also peace agreement with Jordan. But unfortunately, these occupied territories are still a problem. Why are they still a problem? Very important question. So you must understand that when Israel occupied this territory, again, for self-defense, we never wanted to start a war. So at the beginning, the Palestinians who lived here, who were in fact under Jordanian, okay, they were considered Jordanian because Jordan ruled these territories. They were happy to accept Israel. Yeah, I'm going to say it again because it's hard to think about it today. They were happy to accept Israel. Why? Because back then they did not have any aspirations, and Israel was considered a better country economically. So they accepted Israel with happiness. They were glad that we came there. So we came there, no problem. They ran their lives, and we always considered this territory the old land of, ancient land of Israel. So no problems, we build new villages. Today you may hear about them, they called settlements, but what are they? Only villages built in empty places, okay, in this territory that was no problem. When started the problem? 1988, 1989, a new generation came, he had new aspiration. We want our country. What do you mean a country? Another country? You remember, you had your chance. The UN gave you this country, you did not accept it. Okay, now they want a country. That's okay. They have their aspirations. So Israel basically said, if you want a country, that's a little complicated because there are issues. What about borders? What about refugees? Which city will be your capital? Will you have an army? Complicated things. So basically the problem until these days is that Israel offers a proposal how to make this country in this small territory. I told you from here to here it's only 70 kilometers. So from my town Tel Aviv to the border it will be only 20 kilometers. It's still Barcelona, 20 kilometers. So it's very complicated. And unfortunately, the Palestinians, until this day, did not accept our proposal. Okay, you don't have to accept it. We can talk, we can negotiate, but this is the biggest problem. If it's only speaking, okay, if you do not agree with yourself, yeah, among friends, what do? You speak about it, you try to solve the problems. The Palestinians, unfortunately, chose a different way. Which way? The way of terror. During the 90s, during the last 8 years, they were acting violently against civilians. Okay? You may have heard suicide bombers. I remember as a kid going on a bus, on a train, like the metro here, and I would be afraid. Why? I would look for everybody. Maybe somebody is a potential terrorist and he can blow himself down and I will be dead in a few seconds. This is the mentality that we had to live in. Why? Because they chose terror in order to accomplish what they want, which is not the case if it's okay, if it's not okay, but you can talk about it, you can negotiate about it. So Israel always tried to say, let's talk about it, let's negotiate. We may not agree now, but we may agree in the future. So, luckily today, the terror is relatively in a good position, we are safe. And if you hear about the news, there are direct talks with the Palestinians. So hopefully we will stay on a table and try to negotiate until we have a final solution. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say, and if you have any questions about anything that I said, or I don't know, please try to ask whatever you want, and I try to do my best to answer. Don't be ashamed. So feel free. I mean, it's an open discussion, and I am more than happy. Take your few minutes if you need. Yes, please.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Yes.
is it very difficult to get into the country, like by airplane or something?
Okay, that's a good question. So, if you go to Israel, and I urge you to visit because it's a beautiful country, no problem. You can get by airplane, you can take any flight, you land in a normal airport, you have all what you need, accommodation, hotels, hostels. It's very safe, and we have all the organizations, okay? Because these people sometimes claim that the conditions are very bad. The conditions are bad, but not because of Israel. Israel supply whatever the Gaza people need. We bring food in, we bring their electricity comes from Israel. I think it's the first time in history that a country provides electricity, water, sanitation, food to their enemy. And this is their enemy. Why? Because, I don't know if you heard, 5 years ago, in order to do a good faith step towards peace, we evacuated all our settlements, all our villages here. We took them out. And what did we get? Instead, we thought maybe it will be a good step towards peace. But we got rockets firing at these towns. Rockets in your towns. Sorry, on your towns. Can you imagine living here in Barcelona, afraid you will have a missile on your house? That's the situation was in these towns. So unfortunately, in Gaza, the Hamas group is treating their people very badly, and they do not accept Israel. What does it mean? They do not accept. They don't even want to speak with us, to talk with us, to negotiate. So that's a quite unfortunate situation.
More questions.
Yes, and I hope it will change.
But one thing, Hamas has won the legal election.
Yes, it's true. You know also, for example, in history, many tyrants, many dictatorships came democratically. Even Hitler, the Nazis, won the elections. But after that, there was no elections anymore. Now there is no democracy there, there is no elections.
But could it mean that if the people in Gaza want that Hamas stay there?
Well, if you cannot vote, so who knows what they really want? Like that he, in order to create what he thinks is the right things to do to make the peace process go on and maybe to finish it, in our, perspective, he's not always really objective, but we, accept it because the US has a policy always to be a mediator. They cannot force a peace between Israel and the Palestinians. They can only try to help. So he's trying to help. He has good intentions, and we totally accept it. Okay, so we don't feel this is the main issue, because as I told you, they cannot force us to do something. Okay, if you have two friends and they have a fight between them, so sometimes you can try to help, talk to this guy, talk to this guy, but you cannot force them to make peace between them. So this is basically... Sorry? No, we sure want. We want, and we want every help we can get from America, from the Europeans. If somebody can help us get this peace with the Palestinian people, we will be happy to have this help. Because obviously, we cannot finish this conflict on our own. So, hey, if you can help, please help.
Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, so